Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Logic here with Hardknocktv. I'm about to sit down with my boy Nick Huff to discuss my third studio album, Everybody.
You have a line in Anxiety where you rap about grown-ups not knowing shit and looking in the mirror and seeing a child.
It's basically like coming to the realization that grown-ups don't know shit and they never did. And it scares me because now I'm just a grown-up who doesn't know shit. So like I'm a grown man who looks in the mirror and sees a child. But it's not necessarily that I see a child, obviously, but it's just like that little me in there. You know, that line really does hit me hard. I think it hits a lot of people hard.
For sure.
And I was like slight tipsy when I said that whole thing. I was like, that's a prime example of me like having a drink and like kind of mixing the world of like, because when I rap, I gotta be sober, you know, unless I'm like doing some like swag shit, I guess. But like something was like, I just had a little bit to drink and I was kind of really feeling it and I just like wrote it all down. And I just went in there and laid it all and just said it all in one thing. And when I said it, it was the realest shit because I'm like, there's so many people that think they have it all figured out, but they don't really, you know? And we act like we have it all figured out, but we don't really. That's why, not to get into anything else, but like somebody's belief or this or that, or just whatever. They believe this is the way it is. It has to be this way or it's this way, it's that way. But like, it doesn't really have to be that way because you don't fucking know that. Like you don't know that for sure. Whatever that might be. I'm not even trying to get into anything, but I'm just saying like, you can sit there and say that, but there's no proof that what you believe or what you think is true in life or whatever. And then there's a lot of people that are open-minded and will talk about it and will discuss it. Now that I'm an adult, there's just adulterer adults. Like there's just more adults that are just more adult than me. Like there's just adults that have more wisdom or more experience on this earth or like knowledge. That's why like, you know, how old are you? 37?
38.
38, just turned 38. So I'm 27. What is that, 11 years older than me? So like, you're not old, but I'm gonna be honest, like if I was 22 right now, I'd be like, oh shit, this motherfucker old. I'm serious. I would have looked at me like, oh my God, this motherfucker old. And so going back to like Khalid,
Right.
you know, Khalid's fucking 18, 19 years old. He walks in here, he's talking about high school and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I feel old as fuck. You know what I mean? Like I feel, oh my God, I feel so old, but I'm young. You're so young. You know what I mean? But like when we first met, I did look at you as like an adult, like you were like a grown man, you know, and I'm like this kid trying to figure everything out. But you're still trying to figure everything out, you know?
Yeah.
And you have a lot that you know. But then when we become friends, I realized like how super just peer level, so close, you know, so right here, you know, and in many aspects, you're up here and I'm here and vice versa and this and just in life, right? And that's the thing that is scary and kind of cool at the same time because it's like, oh shit, nobody knows what's going on, neither do I. But then it's like, nobody knows what's going on and neither do I. You know, it's like the both, like where it's like, oh, you know what I love? We were in Mammoth, Runteldat, and what did Martin Lawrence kept saying? He just kept saying, I'm gonna ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off, man. And like, I really love that because as I get older and I become more knowledgeable of like things and life and death and all this stuff, it's like, nothing's promised. So you just gotta ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. You can't worry so much about whatever's going on in your life. You gotta just do your best to enjoy it. I know that sounds weird and probably kind of basic, but it's a real thing. Like, sure, yo, man, everybody got bills, everybody got problems, everybody pays taxes, everybody this, like, it is what it is, but like, you have to enjoy your life. So stop thinking who knows what, or I need to know all this or have all the answers, because like, ain't nobody got the answers. You know, where the answers, Sway? Like, I'm serious, dog. Like, ain't nobody got the answer. So it's like, you just really got to, you really got to enjoy it. But anyway, so long story short, it was a really beautiful moment in my life, realizing like, damn, now I'm the adult and I don't really know that much, you know, and that's okay. And I'm going to spend my whole life trying to learn more and more and more and more and be as wise as the wisest monk sitting on some fucking mountain. And he's going to be like, damn, I don't even know shit. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to. But I think that's what makes you wiser, right? Accepting that you will always be the student, even when you're the master. Like, in a way, you know? You can always learn something. If you can always learn something, you're still always the student. That's how I feel about music. Like, I've really mastered my craft. You know what I mean? And if you ever hear me say, oh, I perfected it, like it's not, I don't really mean that. Like I've mastered it, but chasing perfection is something that will always be there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the reason why I love that line is because I think we all have that moment. That moment that, you know, as a kid, you look up to whoever. I know for me, it was like my uncle. And it's like, oh, he built this house, he did all this stuff. He was 28. I thought by the time I got to 28, I'd have all the answers.
And then you know what I love is when you realize how young someone was.
Right.
Because like you get to their age or whatever, like that's a real thing. You know, like time and age, like freak me out. Not in a bad way. Like it's kind of scary to get older for sure. But then when you really realize, like there are physical, it's just, you know, my hair is getting a little thin. I'm getting a little bit of a belly. I just got to work on that. But what I'm saying is like when I was younger, I didn't have a belly. I was so skinny. My metabolism was so fast. And people would always be like, oh, one day you're going to gain weight. You're going to gain weight. So I weigh like 150 pounds right now, which might not be a lot to other people. But like this is my whole adult life. I couldn't get past like 133. Like it's a real thing. Like I just couldn't do it. And now, mind you, I haven't done 130 shows this year yet. You know, so there is these little things that I'm going to exercise. I'm building a half pipe in my backyard. Did I tell you about that? So I'm going to do these things that are cool. But my point of what I'm saying is like, I think we also get scared of how we change, you know, if our hair gets a little thinner or our skin gets a little wrinklier or this and that, and you look in the mirror and you're like, holy shit, like who is that person, you know? So you get scared because you look in the mirror and you see a child, but you look in the mirror and you see an older person and it's like, it can be scary, but it's all about how you look at it. You have to accept where you are in your life. You're not the kid anymore. You are you at this age.
And I think we're supposed to accept that because I was thinking about that, you know, I'm growing a little older, white hairs come out. You physically look different. And I was thinking about why? Why have white hairs? Like, what does that do in our evolution? Like, why even have a white hair? Why wouldn't my hair be the same way it was my whole life? And I was like, I think you believe in God or nature or whatever wants me to know that life is not infinite. At some point, your life will end.
That's dope.
And the reason why we physically have wrinkles and we physically see those things is because we're supposed to know that at some point death will come. And, you know, sometimes for death, it can come young, it could come old, whatever. But I was thinking about that and I was like, there is a life cycle and you're supposed to be aware that at some point the life will come to an end, because if you didn't, you wouldn't appreciate it.
That's how I feel about anxiety.
Right.
Being there to make you appreciate the moments when it isn't. So it's like, it's a thing that lives over your head everywhere you go, like a timer. If you, let me ask you a question. I'm just really curious. If you could know when you would die, would you know? Me neither.
Nope.
That'd fucking ruin you. But let me ask you this. Let me just ask you though. If it was like in your bed, sleep, 95, would you want to know? Be honest. I would. I'd be like, oh, okay, let's count it down, motherfucker. 95? Like 95 asleep?
No, because I feel
That'd be
like
gangsta as fuck.
you tell a younger version of you that they're not going to make it.
Oh, true. To live their life?
Yeah,
that's
because I
true.
feel like it's the same. If I'm like, oh, I got to 95, and I'm like, cool.
No, I don't know. I feel like for me, it's like, I just think of dumbass shit like, I don't know, train accidents or like just the shit in the world. So it like kind of scares me to explore.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to explore. I want to go to Africa. You know, I want to see the pyramids. Like there's a lot of shit I want to do, but it just traveling in a way, it does kind of scare me a bit because like when you go out in the world, anything can happen in the world. You know, odds are that's where it's going to happen, you know? And I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Odds are that's not where it's going to happen.
Okay, but
odds are that you're more likely to get in a car accident than there would that you.
No, but that's what I mean though. I'm talking about
traveling.
on the go. You know what I mean? Like going out and actually exploring and doing things.
Yeah. But there's less likelihood of that happening in Africa than there is you going to a meeting in LA. Because you go to a meeting in LA every day, but we don't think about that because it's so embedded in our everyday life that we're like, car. I get in a car because I need to go to groceries. You're less likely to get in an airplane accident than you are in a car accident.
No, for sure.
But for some reason,
but you know what that is?
That's
that's stupid. It's so dumb.
Anyways. But I wouldn't want to know.
I'm sure these people are like, yo, y'all really fucking know each other, man. Can y'all shut the fuck up and just give us what we want?
All right, cool. Yeah, that line stood out.
That one line was like 20 minutes.